Hello and welcome back to 24-Hour Recovery People, Episode 2. We are here with Israh today, who is Manchester born and bred, an advocate of sober partying and a KA service representative. Hello Israh, how are we doing today?
Very good, thank you.
Very good, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
No, it's no
I'm
worries at
excited.
all. So before we get into where you are now, what you're doing, I think everyone would like to know your origin story, sort of. How was growing up in Manchester for you?
Yeah.
What led you to where you are now?
Yeah, okay. So I am Manchester born and bred. I am from South Manchester. I'm from a mixed background, so my dad's Pakistani and my mum's English. And I think my family home when I was a kid was lovely, like beautiful, up until I was 7. And something happened between my parents, which led to their divorce. But we were in my dad's house, which is my dad's house now, for 4 years whilst that divorce was happening. Me and my brother, by the way. And it was very, very toxic, their divorce. Obviously, they're just humans, but like, yeah, it was very, very toxic environment to live in. And we didn't get out of that house until I was 11. And then I moved to in with my mum, still in South Manchester. But when I went to my mum's, my mum had like started going out and stuff like that, so it was ended up being a very English household, whereas before it was a very like Muslim household, and I would be with my cousins all the time, very family orientated, not religious like strict or anything, but like the faith was definitely there, whereas at my mum's house that just was not a thing at all. And I think when you're young, religion seems like rules, and and when you've got a parent who doesn't like follow these rules anymore, that house becomes a lot more of the fun house. So yeah, I stayed with my mum a lot of the time, and I saw my dad like every other weekend, and it ended up getting less and less like throughout my time growing up. But yeah, with my like drinking and taking drugs and stuff like that, that kind of started really early for me, because as well as my family upbringing, I went to an all-girls school.
I'm the same.
And I just didn't fit in. Like I felt so different to them all. Like they were like the pretty girls, all into their like designer stuff, and I was just not that person like at all. I was definitely a misfit, and a bit of a rebel, and I used to always, there was the boys' school like across the road. I used to just like bunk off school, go meet the lads from Manchester Grammar, and we'd be in Plattsfield Park. So like I was just a bit of a naughty school kid, but I think it was because of like my family situation. Like it was hard being at my mum's and then having to be this different person at my dad's, because my dad followed these rules of religion, which is totally his thing, and I totally understand that like now, but then it was like learning, I don't know, it was like trying to be a different person.
Yeah, it's like splitting
him.
yourself into two almost.
I was like, it was literally that. It was like splitting into two, and then being with, being in school, not fitting in, like that feeling of being different was so heightened. And I think when like the drugs came in, which was just drinking, smoking weed when I was like 13, 14, it just like took it away, and I felt included. So I was always chasing that to feel like I belonged, because I didn't know where I belonged. And I think as well, like coming from a mixed background, like I was too like white to be part of my dad's family and too like brown to be with my mum. Do you know what I mean? Like it was just, so then when I had like this group of people that I found, like the other misfits of the world, yeah, and then obviously smoking weed and drinking, it just was like, it was just perfect. It was just like my little safe space, and it took me away from all the stuff that was going on with my family and everything. And yeah, that's a bit about like my childhood, I'd say. Was that okay?
That was spot on. That was perfect.
That was great.
But I sort of relate with it, isn't it? Like I think when we're that age, we're looking for our little club, our little tribe.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
with me, I don't know about other people. The pot smoking was a thing. There was a group of us that would be like, well, this is our little
Yes.
clubhouse. This is where we're going
Yeah.
with that. So when that sort of takes us to our teenage years.
Yeah.
We're drinking and we're doing cannabis as well. And again, it's a bit different. I'm sort of maybe 15 years older than some people. I know it was similar for me at school. What sort of age were we when that starts changing from pot and drinking to?
Yeah.
Is it when we start going out to clubs? Is it still in a school environment?
Yeah, so for me it was still school. So I was like, I think I was about 15 when I first started taking pills. But like I took pills in the park. Loads of love hearts on those days were amazing. Shouldn't advocate, but still. And then coke came, and then ket came, and then trips came. But like from the get-go of my drug taking, like I never ever took anything like any of my friends. Like I would just always take it to the next level. And like now in recovery, like I realise it was because I just wanted to escape. And yeah, with pills and MD, I took that so much that I ended up having stomach ulcers in my stomach. And go to hospital with that, like with booze. Like I ended up getting my stomach pumped at the age of 15. Like it was just always just to the next level with me. But I also loved it. Like I loved drugs. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not here to say that I didn't love it, because I absolutely did. And then when I was 18, I was in my like trip days. So I kind of went with my drug taking. Basically, I used to take them, so I'd like smoke loads of weed to the point where I couldn't smoke weed anymore. Then I'd take pills to the point where I couldn't do pills anymore, and then it was like, and then so on.
The rotating door.
Yeah,
of
in
what
it.
works,
It's like literally
yeah.
like the next, right, what can I take? And then with acid, I did the exact same. And there was one night, I don't know if you remember, there was a bar called Saki Bar on Wilmslow Road.
Yeah.
I ended up, I was with my ex-boyfriend, and we got a vial of acid, and I ended up taking 9 drops in the whole night, and that I got like psychosis. It like completely fucked me up, like for so long. But yeah, it was just a continuation with drug taking. I was just, and then like that, obviously I couldn't take acid anymore. So that's when, and then Ket was coming into my life, on my social circle and everything. And then Ket was something that I would take, and it would take my psychosis away. Yeah. So then it became, that was my comfort blanket. But like I still at that point didn't think I had a problem, like at all, because I smashed my GCSEs, I went to college, I was going to uni. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
to me, I was still doing really good.
Yeah, you're just having fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Even though I was like, I was
Really
not okay, like at all. Like my psychosis was so bad, because I was like seeing all the like self-hating talk that I used to tell myself, and just this just horribleness, really. I would see it through my friends' voices, like they would be saying my thoughts, and I could see it, them saying it. It was terrifying, really. And then was the one thing that just like would silence it. So it was like, oh, I can carry on now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. It's that transference of what for me personally it was like. Well, I've stopped taking this, so obviously I'm getting it, but what I didn't realise was well, I've stopped taking that because I've started taking this substance and not clocking that the nature is the addiction.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it was just getting worse and worse and worse, but I couldn't see it. I could not see that for the life of me at that point. No.
I relate to as well, saying you can function, well not function on ketamine, but it's like well, I can still do this on day, so this must be all right.
Yeah, definitely.
So at what point with our drug use did we start thinking? Because again, you talked about the health issues and the mental health issues going on around that. At which point did we start going? This sort of needs to be addressed, or this is no longer recreational. This is turning into something else.
I think so. When I went to uni, in Leeds, and I was seeing somebody who was my absolute, still I would say my first love, my absolute love of my life. But it got really really toxic, domestic. It was just not okay. But within that relationship, he was addicted to coke, I was addicted to cat at that point. I was very heavily using it because of that psychosis. I could not go out without it, so I'd always have a bag with it. When that relationship ended, that was when I was 25, so I basically, there was this huge fight. He not pushed me, threw me into a bookcase and cracked my head open. And I ended up having to go to hospital. And I remember walking home because I couldn't get an ambulance back home after I'd been there, and I had bandages all around my head. And I was walking up past the uni to my house. And I remember that point, I was just this is just what am I doing? Do you know what I mean? But then as soon as I got home, it was roll up a joint, I'd have a line, that's just to take everything away. And then I remember I was thinking I need to sort my life out, this can't carry on. I need to break up with him, I need to go home, I need to just get rid of all of this stuff, because I knew at that point the drugs were the thing that was ruining us. But again, as soon as I walked straight into the house, I was rolling a joint. Do you know
it's
what I mean?
Nothing else matters.
Innit? And then he came back because he got arrested, and then he came back in the morning, and I was back in a relationship, nothing had happened. But my mum, I ended up telling my mum about it all, and she ended up getting me from Leeds. And I just literally just packed up because she gave me some sense. Packed up and came home. And I think at that point, that's when I realised drugs are causing all of these things. But that didn't stop me. No, not at all.
On a little side note, just because we've been talking about drug use in schools and universities, do you think educational systems have a realistic approach to drug use when it comes to young people? For instance, I went to Salford University a couple of years back, and I was shocked that their drugs policy was call Frank.
Yeah.
And I was just that's, from what I can hear going on around it, I was this is unrealistic. So I'm just wondering, when you were at school, when you were at uni, was there any sort of, if you're struggling, you can chat to this person, or education around drug use?
With my school, because it was a private school, all they gave a shit about was numbers. Like, I was really struggling in school. Like, I was self-harming in school. Had an eating disorder. I was bulimic. Like, I was just not okay. Because of lots of stuff that was going on in my family. And I used to just get told to go to the nurse's office. And I'd go to the nurse's office, stoned out my head, and just go to sleep. And then just go back to lesson, do you know what I mean? Or just bunk off. And I remember in year 9, I had a meeting with the headmistress and my parents. And it was just a case of, you need to redo your year in the summer. Nothing about what was actually happening to me. It was just about work. Like, you need to get your grades up. I remember, like, for GCSEs as well, like, I got told to drop French because I wasn't doing well, and I even got told by my teacher that I was going to bring the grades down. And then like I think year 10 or year 11, when you do your mock exams, I had like a bit of a thing where I was like, no, I'm going to do this. I am good. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and I really struggled with science. Like, I'm just not that type of person. I'm a creative. Do you know what I mean? Like, that type of subjects go over my head. But I ended up spending some of my lunch times with my physics teacher doing mock papers, and I got myself from like an E to a C. I was so buzzing with myself. I ended up like running to my head of year, and the first thing she said to me wasn't "well done," it was just "try for a B next time." And I was like, and it was like that kind of shit. It was just like, right, well, fuck you. Like, I'm not going to do this, you know what I mean? I don't know about, like, obviously state schools, because I wasn't in that situation, but for privately educated, it's just all they care about was numbers, in my experience, And then uni, like, nothing. I didn't go to hardly any lectures, and I didn't get any, like, come in, we need to have a discussion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I think that's part
of that.
Part of the thing I found shocking was also people sort of know it's going on in the background, but there seems no honest, open dialogue around.
Yeah.
Because especially at 18 and 19, a tutor knows when a student's walking in stoned.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%.
It's just like, can we talk about this honestly?
Like, I stunk. Like, yeah, 100% no.
But hopefully that will change over the years. Because again, I guess now at the moment as well, there's that conversation around social media. And one conversation is young people can find out about drugs a lot easier.
Yeah.
But I guess the other conversation with that is young people can find out about recovery and I was going to say self-harm, but harm reduction. Harm reduction methods on social media, which I think as a person is a really, really good thing.
100%.
Such as your amazing YouTube channels, which we'll be getting into in a little bit.
You spoke about using it to like self-medicate. Do you think it's sort of like ketamine? Do you think it stayed as that throughout your using, or did you notice it more into something else? Yeah,
with Ket, I think it's definitely self-medication for me. Like, for my psychosis, 100%. Like, I should have definitely been sectioned. But I did just self-medicate through it all. And then with my social anxiety, just that anxiety of just life itself, it just took it away. But I would use it for that, like, whenever I went out, like, I couldn't have conversations with my friends, like, I really struggled, like, looking people in the eye, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I just felt so alien to everybody, and like it was just my comfort blanket. So even though I was getting fucked from it, I like, by that point, like, you build your tolerance up so fast with Ket. Like, it wasn't really like fucking me up too much, do you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't going into K-holes. Like, I don't think I think I had a K-hole like in the first year of using, and then after that I never had a K-hole. Do you know what I mean? I pass out, but like, yeah, it wasn't for to get mashed, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just all for just like dealing with like actually going out and being like this party girl.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
know what I
no,
mean?
100% relatable. I think the term I'm noticing between me and my mates and stuff is the amount of people that have started saying the word self-medicating
Yeah,
and realising what they're actually using ketamine for.
yeah,
And like I say, it's not a party drug. It's not a
no,
let's hit the dance floor and go
Yeah.
crazy. It's masking that social
yeah,
issues that we're sort of facing as we enter that
yeah,
social
100%.
circle.
It's mad because it's like I used to always say like how much I like loved it and how much it like for like when you go to the pub and stuff, we'd have a bag and I'd say it just makes it cheaper because I'm getting like drunk, do you know what I mean? But it wasn't. It was just so I could be there and not be in my room by myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
So when we went in our first sort of steps of recovery, what did that sort of look like for you?
Yeah. So I went to the NA fellowship for my recovery. I actually found this from a like family friend. Their journey basically, they were in the fellowship for a long period of time, and I saw their journey from like who they were to who they become. And then I basically, when I hit my rock bottom, I like went to them and I was just like, just please, I need help.
Yeah.
And then they took me to my first meeting, literally the next day. And then I think, you know, that when I was talking about feeling different and feeling just like an alien, that first meeting I'll never ever forget was at Phoenix on a Sunday, and I remember like everybody sharing, and I was so terrified as well. It was so much pain, but I could hear, even though I couldn't hear them talking about Ket or anything, they were just like speaking my language and like where the drugs were taking them. And yeah, I just felt like I was like, it was weird. It was like okay, these are my people.
Yeah.
They get it. And I got such a buzz from that first meeting that I was like, right, let's go to another one. And then I just never looked back, really. Yeah.
So how many years ago was that one?
I'm 4 years and 3 months clean now.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah.
These guys.
Thanks.
How's it? Well, that's a little bit of that, because you sort of mentioned it then as well. I know when I first started attending NA, ketamine was never, and that was part of the reason why I found it easy to be like, well, I relate with these are my people,
Yeah.
but there was part of me was just like, but they're not using case, so I can't really stay. So that again, I use that as a reason for me to leave the meeting.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting to hear you say that.
Yeah.
You stayed with the meeting.
I get that though. I really do get that because through like my first 6 months, I think because I got such a like high from the first one. Obviously, I went to my second one, but then after like 3 or 4 meetings, those thoughts kept coming in about going like, well, everyone's speaking about heroin, everyone's speaking about crack or alcohol, no one's speaking about Ket. I've never been to jail. I've never been homeless. All of those little differences started coming in, and it was like, it really did nearly drive me out. But I think because of how like physically like fucked I was, and mentally and emotionally, I was just like, I think I was so done. I think that was the thing that like pushed me to just keep on doing the meetings. Yeah, but those thoughts definitely were creeping in big time, and I think that's why like I set up KA, because that identification is so important. And I know addiction is addiction, like I understand that, but with ketamine, like physically, like going to the loo every 10 minutes of a meeting, like it's embarrassing. Like and then like just people not understanding that like I'm having to have a hot water bottle or like wear like tenor pads if I'm sharing. Like I don't want to share about that stuff to a room full of basically a load of men.
And no
Do you
one
know
who
what I
gets
mean?
it,
And
yeah.
no one gets it. So then like as well, like when I throughout my recovery, especially this last like 2 years, I've seen a huge spike in young people coming to NA and doing like that, like sitting there, like having a chat with me at break, saying that they understand, but then never coming back. And I was like, it's because of that. Like, it's that. It's just a different ball game.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, felt like KA needed to happen.
Yes, it did. We're going to take a quick 10-minute break.
Yeah.
And then when we come back, we're going to be chatting about all things Ketamine Anonymous.
Okay, amazing.